I want to share the story with you to buttress the fact that if you put God first, He would always give you positive surprises. During my stay as a house officer in University of Abuja Teaching Hospital, um, towards the end of my stay, I think I was praying one day, seeking the face of God on the next step to take, as I advance in life. I wanted to get it right as regards my location. And the Lord said to me to stay back in Abuja. So I knew I'll be serving in Abuja. And I remember that time I went to meet the HOD of my department. I told him that I would love to serve in Abuja. And he was glad at that news when I broke the news to him, because he told me that I've done well as a house officer. But he told me, he said, sorry, I can't work your posting to Abuja, but I can influence your place of primary assignment to be the teaching hospital. And I told him, I said, thank you. So I began to pray, trusting God for how I'll be posted to Abuja. So one day, myself and my friends were discussing on the next step to take. So some of them said they will be serving in the West because Western states pay doctors more as at that time. I don't know the current situation now. I'm talking about 20, that should be 2013. So, there were everybody saying they were going to Oshun or Oyo, Ondo, and what have you, because as at that time, I think they were paying copper doctors about, is it 80,000 or 90,000 naira per month. And then in my own case, I was told I'll be receiving 27,000 naira per month. So, to my friends, I looked stupid to want to stay back. How would you want to collect 27,000 naira when there are other states who could pay you much more? But I told them that, well, I just want to stay. This is what God will have me do. So I remember I began to save and what have you. And so when it was time for me to serve, I couldn't. I was not. I wasn't. I wasn't posted to the teaching hospital because they said there was. They placed an embargo on doctors going to teaching hospital and national hospital as at that time. That doctors should go to premier health centers and what have you. That's copper doctors. So eventually, I could not serve in the teaching hospital. So I served in a premier health center, and the premier health center said they will pay me 50,000 naira. And I felt like, wow, that's awesome. At least this is much better as opposed to the 27,000 naira that I wanted to receive in the teaching hospital. And then my boss, that's my boss that I went to meet to help me with the posting to the teaching hospital, now said, oh, I have a private practice. Can you cover up for me in the evening? I said, why not? And so he said he was going to give me 35,000 naira as at that time with accommodation fully furnished. And so I started working with Premier Health Center, and in the evenings I go to my boss' private clinic. And at the end of the day, I ended up receiving 85,000 naira with accommodation fully furnished. That's apart from the allowance that the federal government was giving us. Because I wanted to obey God, I was ready to earn 27,000 naira. But God surprised me by making sure that at the end of the day, I earned 85,000 naira with an accommodation that is fully furnished. The funniest thing is this. This is the twist. Many of my friends that went to the Southwest, a lot of them did not even receive their salary that time because of economic meltdown. And God took care of me. Glory to Jesus. So if you put God first, I'm telling you, it will surprise you. It will take care of you beyond your imagination. What is God telling you to do that looks as though you are going to lose? I want you to just follow God. In it, you will see the faithfulness of God. In it, you would experience the loving kindness of God. Things don't always look like the way they seem. On the surface, it looked as though I was going to earn 27,000 naira, but not until I obeyed. I didn't know that what God has in store for me was much more than 27,000 naira. My admonition to you this today is you should seek God first, according to Matthew 6:33. It says, all these things shall be added unto you. What others are dying for, you will get on the platform of grace. And I pray for someone under the sound of my voice hearing me. This shall be your testimony in the name of Jesus. God bless you.